Hello and welcome to the magic of human beings. I'm Karol Cristina Da Silva and I'm your host. The magic of human beings was created to share extraordinary stories. I decided to have conversation with people that I love, respect, and are truly inspiring, and to get a glimpse on their journey, to know how they do what they do, why they do what they do. And I want to share their stories about change, challenge, and transformation. And today's guest is Lara Williams. She's 10 years old. She loves dancing, gymnastics, boxing, and helping and inspiring others. And she's representing England in the Dance World Cup. Wow. So, Lara, how are you?
I'm very good, thank you. How are you?
I'm good, and I'm very happy to have you in the magic of human beings. You are the youngest guest here.
Yay!
So it's very exciting. So you started ballet when you were 3 years old, and you've been dancing ever since.
Yeah.
And I hear that you are dancers, you're going to participate, represent England in the World Cup. Tell me more
Yeah.
about that.
Loads of different countries come together, and it's a massive dancing competition. And I'm really excited to do it. And it's going to be in the UK. Yeah, it's going to be really fun.
And boxing as well. You like boxing. So
Yeah.
tell me about that. Like, because ballet and boxing, for me, they seem a very different worlds.
Yeah, the two are very different. One is very elegant, the other's more active, I think.
Yeah.
It's more and so with boxing, I'm doing lessons with boxing, and sometimes Edson is training me, and I really just enjoy it, and it's something that I find myself very talented at, and I really enjoy it.
Oh, good. So boxing, ballet. And I read that you were awarded to be studying in the Royal School of Ballet. How did you
Yeah.
find out?
So I auditioned uh, last last year, I think, and we got Edson got an email, which he printed out into a letter for me, which I think is a lot better than just reading an email. And I opened it, and I was so excited, and I was so happy. We've still got the video of when I opened it, and I was just filled with joy. And
So something that I read that you said about that the music, you love moving freely and telling stories. So I thought of that, like, oh, it's such a great vehicle for us to express ourselves, huh?
yeah, it's just amazing how you can certain movements can express a story and can express a scene or yeah.
Through storytelling made me think of, oh, how about if it's like you and a friend and you love dancing, you start doing something, and if you create something together, I don't know. So that was curious about, like a game, like a play.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Some and one thing that's start that I start seeing you more was that your dad start doing since lockdown mobility and care, and I start being part of it. And in the beginning, I've seen you there a few times, but as time went, I can see you being more and more involved, which I'm loving it. I was like, oh, Lara is giving us some exercise today. And I love what he says about the mobility and care. Like, my body is my gym. I move, you move, we move. Mobility, stability, core, Sunday, because we do our classes on Sunday. Back pain, neck pain, and leg injuries can be prevented by having a strong and mobile core. And tomorrow we'll be doing lots of that spine work. And that's what I love when he says, what is good for me is great for Lara, 10 years old. I wish I started this training as a child. So, Lara, when did you get involved with mobility and care? How was the process? How did it happen?
Well, as you said, every Sunday we do a session on Zoom, and so I began getting more and more into it after doing it once, and it became more and more fun. And then after a while, I wanted to start also thinking and making up some of the exercises.
Oh, fantastic. And it's great. I love that you getting more and more involved, which I enjoy. And I'm glad that you start inventing some exercises as well. And do you bring some from your own routines that you do at school?
Some of the exercises are inspired by what we do at gymnastics. So I kind of mix exercises together sometimes, and Edson helps me with that as well.
Great. So I'm gonna ask now about your parents, because I know both of them and love them so much. They're such a great, inspiring people. So how is it being, being their daughter?
It's sometimes a bit annoying when they're busy doing work, but it's fun, and it's also very inspiring what they do. Yeah, I'd say it's fun, and getting to do stuff with them is also really enjoyable, and sometimes it's really exciting.
Mm. And Montessori school, how is that? How is that like?
So instead of sitting at a desk and
Uh-huh.
listening to the teacher talking about random things, like talking about history or talking about different types of things in science, we choose our own things that we want to work on. Like last term, I was doing some Japanese history research,
Yeah.
Japanese history research, and I made that into a presentation for the rest of my class, which was really fun. And it doesn't actually feel like work; it just feels like something that I just enjoy doing and that I've chosen to do.
That's incredible, because you choose what you want to study, then what you want to focus on.
Yeah.
So all the kids are in the same classroom from different ages and doing different things, and
Yeah.
wow, that's very exciting.
Yeah, and it's fun to work with people who aren't just the same age as you and who are also doing other projects.
And when I go to school, I work with children in theater making, puppetry, so creating stories. So how is your school with that? What are the what do you have on arts and
So we also write our own plays, write our own stories. Like last term, there was a play about myths,
oh,
and
myths?
yep, and they also made props for it as well. And they like wrote the whole play themselves. They read a book, and then they wrote out what they remembered from it.
Oh, I love that. So they read a book on myths, and from whatever they got from the book, they interpret in their own way.
Yeah, it's really funny and it's really fun to do.
And oh, beautiful. Yeah, that's more or less the way that I work, but I'm coming with the puppetry, so I teach them how to build, and we follow a story, and normally also is based on myths. So all kinds of myths from different places. But the last one that we did was the Conference of Birds. So what we did, so it's similar to what you're telling me, because we told them this story. We got groups of children, and funnily enough, we also got children from different age groups to put in a classroom so they could represent instead of working with a class. So because the 5-year-old comes with ideas that the 9 won't have, and so everyone feels included. So we told them the story of these birds going on the search of their leader. And from there, they took things that they like and then they create their own myth.
That's really cool.
Yeah, so it's like similar to what you've been telling me. You guys read it, the story, and then did your own story based on it. And I think this is fantastic for the imagination. And also, yeah,
And it helps you be more creative and add your own thoughts about it as well.
yeah. And also like everyone feel included and part of it.
Yeah.
I've got very moved by the video about your fundraising that you've been making. Was like so inspiring, and I was like, wow, I need to speak to Lara. What a force of nature.
Yeah, it was really fun to do all the interviews that I've done. I've done one with Giles, I've done one with Selena, and now I'm doing one with you.
Oh, great. um, and hand stands for Goma. Tell us about it.
So the kids in Goma, they only get around one meal a day and don't have a proper education there. So I'm raising money for the Legacy of War Foundation so that they can help those children. And if you want to donate, there'll be a link um, for the page so you can donate. And if you want to participate, you take a picture of you or your children doing a handstand, and you put hashtag handstands for Goma. Yeah,
And
and in your profile you put the donation link.
in your profile, you put the donation link. Yes, fantastic. I put, for those of you who are listening our conversation, I put on the link on my bio. If you press there, you're going to see Lara Handstands for Goma. And if you click on that, it takes you straight to the donation page. And Lara, talking with, how did you find out about those kids? That's what I want to ask.
Actually, I started by by doing this workshop called Show Up and Step Up, and it's really inspired me to take on things that have been my dreams and now make them into something real. And so I started off by wanting to help everyone on Earth to have enough food and to have um, all the essential things that they need: education, water, food. And then Edson works with Giles, who goes and visits those children in the Congo, and he visits them and he will help those children. He'll buy them some chickens and he'll help them start a garden.
Yes, and I love the question that you ask him about what the children do for fun. So would you like to tell us, what did he say?
This is what he said. He said that they have a few footballs and they play a lot of football. They also find a pile of mud and they run up it and do like front flips off it, which I find super cool.
Yeah.
And they kind of use whatever's around them.
Right. And what I love also was that he said about the kids looking after each other. Like,
yeah, so different ages are looking after each other. So the older children are holding hands with the much younger children, and I find that so amazing.
yes, me too. Because it's like, he said there weren't many volunteers there. So the children take their responsibility and they are there and helping each other and looking after each other, like the community. And I loved what he said about you, saying that your enthusiasm to create change is an inspiration to all of us. Legacy of War Foundation. A reminder we can all make a difference when we set our minds to it.
Yeah.
And you started doing the handstand, and you're gonna do every Sunday?
Yeah, every Sunday for the whole of April. We're going to be doing a live Facebook event and on Zoom as well.
Okay, and anyone can join?
Yep, anyone can join.
It's live on Facebook, on Edson's page.
Yep.
Yes, the link for the donations and mobility and care, it's on my link, The Magic of Human Beings. You click there and then you're gonna see Edson and Lara, mobility and care. Lara, handstands for Goma. Woohoo! I get very excited because it's like there is no age for doing what you feel like you want to do. And your mission, Lara, it's tell us about your mission.
So my mission is to make sure that everyone on Earth has food, shelter, education, and water.
Yes, and I'm sure you're inspiring so many other people who want also that mission to be accomplished. And Lara, thank you so much for joining me in the magic of human beings. Would you like to say a message? Is anything else you want to talk about or you want to say?
I would like to say a massive thank you to Giles and the Legacy of War Foundation, because it's amazing that they're going to help these children in Congo.
Yeah, yeah. Big thank you, Giles. The Legacy of War Foundation, Lara for doing the handstands for Goma and inspiring so many other people who don't know. So that's that's so magical. Like, you heard about it, you got inspired, you have a mission, you put something out there. Like, I didn't know about that, and suddenly I was like, oh wow. And that gets spreading to one person, the next person.
I find it really amazing.
And there is this quote here that I would like to say for what you've been doing. It's, no matter how old you are now, you are never too young or too old for success or going after what you want. Pablo.
That's a really very great quote.
Yeah, we can all contribute. And thank you, Lara.
Thank you so much, watching this, I hope that these people will donate, and I hope that some of these people also participate.
Fantastic. Yes. So do I. So do I. And thank you for spreading joy and love and connecting us. And I will see you on Sunday.
Yep. See you on Sunday.
Thank you, Lara.